Alabama's great senator, Mr. Tommy Tuberville. Senator Tuberville, welcome. I want to talk about all this juicy tax stuff in a second, but I want to just begin, Senator, with a new crackdown on Venezuela, essentially secondary tariffs on the sale of Venezuelan oil. Long overdue, don't you think, sir?
Yeah, I do, Larry. Sooner or later, Venezuela is going to start playing ball with President Trump, but he's going to keep fighting them. I was in Colombia not too long ago. We can't even have an ambassador in Venezuela. The ambassador that we have for Venezuela has to live in Colombia next door. President Trump's going to get it straightened out. Just keep adding that to him. He will win out in the long run. They can't survive without oil and gas money, Larry. They will go under. And Maduro knows that, and he understands what President Trump's trying to do. He's just got to play ball with him.
Yeah, you know what? They produce the worst kind of dirty oil anyway. Who needs it? Really, we're going to produce much more here. We don't need it. I mean, that's the long and short of it.
Exactly. Their oil is very, very hard to deal with. They're sending it to other countries all over the world. But again, they're making money out of it. So let's put a stop to it, tariff the heck out of them. And again, it's like an embargo, but they cannot survive without oil and gas.
Yeah, and just last one on this point. Guess who's one of their biggest buyers? Ha, 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 China. There they go again. China's buying Venezuelan oil. China's buying Iranian oil to finance the war in the Middle East. China's buying Russian oil to finance the war in Ukraine. Isn't that interesting, sir? China, China, China?
Well, China's they're one step ahead of us in a lot of these areas, Larry, but they've had to do it for years. They have no oil and gas. They've got to get most of it from Russia and all these other communist countries. At the end of the day, President Trump is going to put a big hurt on China when it comes to all the tariffs and the blockades he'll put on some of these countries. It'll be devastating, but it'll be great to watch.
All right. On the radio show over the weekend, I talked to Senator Crapo, head of the Senate Finance Committee. He was very optimistic about getting these tax cuts done. Question I have is, what you're hearing, there could be one big, beautiful bill that would have the extension of the tax cuts, along with money for the border and military and so forth. And then maybe a second big, beautiful bill for the new tax cuts. And I've actually heard that from some other senators. Mr. Crapo didn't specify. He just wants to get as much as he can, and he wants to use the current policy baseline, which means it would be deficit neutral. But what we have to do, in other words, can we possibly get all the tax cuts, 1.0 and 2.0, the old ones and the new ones, in one bill, or are we going to have a second bill for the new tax cuts? What do you think? I know it's a hard question, but what are you guessing?
Well, time will tell, Larry. We've got probably 2 weeks. We'll probably start our amendment process next week with the Senate version of what we want into the House version. After that, we'll have to determine, hey, is this going to work? We're going to be able to do one big, beautiful bill. It's going to be hard to do. You know, if you just look at the tax cuts that the House put in there, is what, $880 billion in the next 10 years for Medicaid. That's a lot of money. My state of Alabama, it would really decimate, you know, the 3 out of 5 kids in our state are on Medicaid. And so it'd be a tough situation. We got to find a way around it. But let's go back to one thing. DOGE is going to be one of the answers. They have to find the theft. They have to find the fraud. Last year alone, we lost $140 billion of fraud in Medicaid alone. That can't continue to happen.
So that leads me to the second part of this, the whole idea, bringing DOGE in to a large rescission package to rescind a lot of current appropriated spending, which turns out to be waste, fraud, and abuse and corruption and so forth and so on. Can we get a rescission package, which only requires 51 votes in the Senate? And might we get one soon? In other words, it could go into reconciliation, I guess, but it could also stand alone. What are you hearing on that, Senator?
Well, that could be one of the answers. Again, they've still got a lot of work to do on finding the theft and fraud, Larry. They've worked very hard at it, and thank God we're doing this. We hadn't been evaluated as a country or a business in many, many years. We're overbloated. We're overspent. The American taxpayers have no extra money to send us up here, so we got to do tax cuts. But we also probably, as you're saying, get that rescission in there to where we can use those fraud entities that we're finding out, the theft entities, the people that are not going to work anymore, cut down the bloated government and make this thing work. I tell you, this is going to be a very interesting month for the United States of America. And to get it done, we've all got to work together, but at least we only have to have 51 votes here in the Senate. That's the chance that we have.
Yeah, well, Senator, you know, they're all interesting months. I mean, they're all very interesting months. Just the last one on this point, and I want you and I are going to get on a plane and go to Greenland in just a second. But before we go to Greenland, I just wanted the tax cuts and the savings on regulatory costs, follow me on this, are so much greater than any potential tariff costs. I don't think people understand that or want. I mean, just back of the envelope calculation, the tariff story might be a couple of $100 billion. The tax cuts and the regulatory reduction, you know, you're talking $5-6 trillion. That's why people should not have. I mean, let's get reciprocal tariff policy in place and level the playing field. But why are people obsessing about it? The growth package overwhelms the tariff thing.
Well, you're exactly right. What did President Trump say? We've got to cut our budget, we got to cut our spending, but we also have to grow the country.
Yes.
We cannot grow the country unless we have tariffs. People are moving back. We're getting calls all the time in my office, Senator Britt's office, about manufacturing moving back to Alabama, my state alone. People want to come back. They want to come back because they know that this is a place where we're going to be run the right way. Regulatory regs are going to go down the drain. We're going to protect people. But at the end of the day, Larry, we have to do something different. My God, we can't keep doing the same things. But President Trump's on the right track. They will make some mistakes, but he's got a great group and a great team working with him. And, you know, I look forward to it all working. But again, this is going to be like pulling teeth around here for the next month trying to get these packages passed.
All right, let's, in the last minute or so, take the evening plane to Greenland. So Mike Waltz going to Greenland. J.D. Vance's wife is going to Greenland. Here's the thing. Once again, the liberal media is saying, oh, Greenland is up in arms. This is too aggressive. Greenlanders, officials have said they would enjoy expanded commercial discussions. We already have a military base in Greenland. I mean, wouldn't a commercial pact, an investment pact, a security pact, isn't that the best way to proceed? And isn't that on the radar screen, really?
Oh, it's on the radar screen. President Trump is two things, Panama Canal and Greenland. Panama Canal is working out exactly the way he wanted it to. You know, BlackRock bought both of the ports down there. The same thing with Greenland. It's all about national security, but it's as much about for the people of Greenland as anything. And if you just listen to them talk when they interview them on some of the interviews over the last month, they're all in on it. Now it's just we're going to have problems with the other group across the water. But I think President Trump's exactly right here. We don't keep going there for our health. I'll tell you, you don't go up there for your health. You go there to make something happen. President Trump's right on line with this. And again, he'll make it happen. He's a deal maker.
All right. Terrific stuff. Thank you so much, Senator Tommy Tuberville, for your wisdom. We always appreciate it.